Good morning and welcome to the latest Active in Redbourne, my version of breathing in air. This is my week 2, and it reminded me that we really need to keep our windows open and so that we actually get some clean air into the house, because we've been so locked in our houses we may forget to actually add in some new air. And of course the air that we have in our house gets more and more carbon dioxide in it, and what we want is more and more fresh oxygen. So this morning I've got my window open and you'll probably hear the birds twittering in the garden. So my first question is, how are you getting on with the breathing that I did last week? I was doing, for those who weren't here, I was doing nose breathing in and out through your nose and right down into your diaphragm. So let's just breathe together for a second, just going gently in and out. And the idea is to get to the bottom. And a kid gave me a brilliant metaphor for that yesterday. If you think of when you fill up a bucket with water, what are you doing? Are you filling up the top first, or are you filling up the bottom first? So you're filling up the bottom first. And so if you think of your lungs as filling up with air, then you're filling up right down to the bottom of your lungs, and then you're letting go of the air back through your nose. And of course we've got, I talked last week a lot about nitric oxide that's created in the back of your nasal passages, and it's really important that we get, as we get older, because we have less nitric oxide, that we use our nose to create more nitric oxide, and that we hum. If we hum, then we are generating more nitric oxide. And so what we're looking for is smooth, gentle, deep breathing and filling up the bucket from the bottom up to the top. And of course, good breathing creates more restorative sleep, which is another important factor. And I hope that I'd love to have some response from you about how you've been getting on with your breathing, and I will endeavour to answer questions. If you're a runner, then, and I know a lot of the people are, I really recommend you listen to the you read The Oxygen Advantage, which is a book from Patrick McGowan, or you watch some of his videos, because I'm not a runner, but he's really good on how you can use nasal breathing and diaphragmatic breathing to improve your running performance. One thing I left out last week was hay fever, and there's an awful lot of hay fever around. And I don't know why there is so much this year. It might be something to do with the lack of pollution, and the more bugs that are around and the more pollinators, or the happier the plants are. I've no idea. But looking at Patrick McGowan's work on breathing, that the more you use your nasal passages, the better, the clearer they will be, and the easier it'll be for hay fever sufferers. And so we've got another little tip that I can talk to you about if you're interested in one-to-one, but basically do try to use your nasal passages as much as you possibly can. And I must remind you that from last week that I'm not a medic, I'm a health and learning coach. And so please check out anything I say that you don't think's right for you with your doctor before you try anything. Failure